Hello, and thanks for tuning in. So as promised, this is my Commute home on 405. You'll notice that the first part of this journey, the first leg of it, I'm going to be getting onto the high occupancy vehicle lane, the HOV, but the section that they have here is you pay to ride on this part. Oh, let me go here. You pay to get onto this section over here, so it doesn't necessarily need to be a high occupancy vehicle. As long as you're willing to pay, you can actually be single occupancy in this particular part of it. So right now it's pretty clear going, you know, there is no traffic. So on this part of it, it's nice, it's easy, relatively quick. Now this section here of 405, because the response hasn't been that great and it hasn't kind of worked out the way they had planned it, on the weekends apparently, from what I've heard, is it's free, you don't need to pay. I don't know how long they have that in effect at this point, but on the weekends it's free. And I think after 7 p.m. during the weekdays, this part of the HOV lane where you have to pay is also free. For motorcyclists, it's there is no fee for using this section. So this is the nice part of the Commute. Once this ends, that's when it all backs up, because now you have people that are paying who are only single occupancy having to get off of this section and go back out of the HOV lanes, and then you have the ones that don't want to pay for this part, which are more than one occupancy wanting to get into the HOV lane. So let's see how long we can go like this, where there isn't a big backup. I noticed that riding in to work this morning there was a lot of traffic, so I'm expecting, now that it's rush hour, it's 5:23 right now, so I'm expecting for there to be traffic once we get down off of this section a little further down. So we'll see. So far so good still. Certain days are worse than others. There are times when I actually see a backup of traffic at this point already. Okay, they're starting. Let me get over here just in case people aren't stopping. Making maneuver into our lane here. Okay, now it starts. This is where the fun begins. Now the HOV lane, it makes no difference. You're stuck in traffic just like everybody else. I'll be able to get to a certain point now. The paying section comes to an end shortly. There we go. Now it comes to an end. So now this is just the regular HOV. So those that were paying and were single occupancy have to move over to the right. And then you have those that just didn't want to pay for the HOV, even though there were multiple occupancy. Then I want to get into this lane. Okay, but here it starts. Now the fun factor begins. Now you notice this corridor that I have right here in the middle. Look at that. Okay, that can be used by motorcyclists. But until such time as they implement the lane sharing, I have to be stuck behind everybody else. What I find with my motorcycle, because it's air and oil cooled, you'll notice that the temperature starts to rise. So an HOV here makes absolutely no difference. You have the HOV, but for what purpose? This is traffic. In and around Seattle. So now this is where they're playing with using the clutch in and out on the clutch, trying to maneuver our motorcycles at 1 to 2 miles per hour. Okay, now you see that corridor they have? Look at that corridor. That as a motorcyclist you could be taking advantage of. Just look at that. Now, is there any reason why I have to be stuck behind traffic? Or behind these cars? No. If you look ahead of us, who are the ones creating all this congestion? Is it the motorcyclists? No. All the car drivers. Yes, I just wanted to introduce you to my commute. I hope you are sharing in the joy of this.